So it's that time of the year. The days are getting longer, the weather's getting warmer, the pools are getting more crowded, and you're just in the mood for some nice hot soup. Right? Well, even if I'm not right, I'm gonna make soup today in the summer. Hey Google, is it currently summer? The drama. Okay, great. Hey Google, stop. I guess it's not technically summer yet, so I misspoke. But it is feeling like summer, okay? It's like, it's getting to be almost June. The weather's getting hotter, the day's getting longer. Anyway, even if you don't like soup in the summer, I'm gonna make some. If you have a problem with it, you can take it up with the soup, okay? Or my boss. He's here sometimes, I don't know. Just be careful, because he'll snap at you. Potato soup. This was one of the potato foods that I think had some of the biggest backlash when I didn't rank it the best potato dish of all time. Just thinking to myself, how could that upset people? It's soup. It's basically water heated up with some ingredients in it. That's what soup is. I've never had potato soup. I'm trying to make potato soup here, and I just hear you running around and crying and scratching at doors. Can we just, quiet on set, maybe? You're very cute. She's a horse. You're a whole horse. Are you a horse? Where were we? Talking about having a canteen of soup with you by the pool in the summer, right? It looks like a creamy, hearty, very rich, decadent soup. And the base of it is potatoes. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that go into it that I know about because I read a recipe, not because I've eaten it. I have a feeling that this recipe is gonna be an important one to get right because a lot of you made it very clear that potato soup is important, okay? And I wanna respect that. Some might get splattered on different surfaces. Who's to say? I mean, anything kind of goes in here, but I'm gonna do my very best. So we're gonna make some nice potato soup. We're gonna have a nice bowl of it. I'll give you my new and improved and verified proper rating of this food because I previously had it in the same category as many other potato foods that I hadn't tried before in the category called What Is It? Because to me, I don't know what it is. I've never had it. Like, can you blame me? Anyway, let's make some the old family recipe. My grandpappy's been making this soup since before his grandpappy was born. And that's the recipe I have today. It's from my grandpappy's grandpappy. I'm lying, it's on Pinterest. I'll link it in the description, okay? Some of the ingredients I have gathered here. We have some full fat oat milk. We have some vegetable broth. We have hella Yukon Gold potatoes, like a bunch of them. In fact, I think it's 1.5 pounds. We have cheddar shreds from Violife. We have scallions and green onions, because why not both? We have garlic cloves, half of a yellow onion, some sour cream, salt and pepper, and some plant-based bacon strips as well, which I'm very excited to cook with. We also have some gluten-free all-purpose flour for the thickener. Thickener? I've hardly ever tried eating her. If her was the potato soup, yeah, I've hardly eaten her. I've never eaten potato soup. Today we're gonna try to make and eat potato soup. Do I look relaxed? Do I look chilled out right now? Because we're gonna make some potato soup. I feel very chilled out. You cozy up by the fire. It's about 90 degrees outside. Cozy up by the fire. Get a nice hearty bowl of soup. Anyway, let's cook. So this recipe starts off kind of hot. We are making bacon to start everything off. And this is my favorite plant-based bacon that I have found. They did a great job with this stuff. It's vegan and gluten-free, and it has a really good texture, and it has like the pepper coating on the side of it, and it comes pre-sliced. So we're gonna use this stuff. It says use 8 slices of bacon. We're halving the recipe. So we'll put about 10 slices of bacon in it. Get the good old Aries Kitchen, Evan and Caitlin cutting board, of course. All right, so I actually don't know how many slices comes in this package, but I think I'll probably just cook the whole thing. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, it comes pre-sliced. The only thing about this plant-based bacon that I'm using is it's very structurally delicate. Like these pieces will just kind of fall apart if you handle them a little bit too rough. They're very sensitive, okay? They wanna be treated delicately, okay, with love. I just broke that one. Anyway, I'm just kind of like taking the slices off and I'm gonna chop them up into little bite-sized pieces. What do you think of the bacon? Does it look good? Does it smell good? Are you gonna wanna take a sip of potato soup? Do you take sips of soup or do you take bites of it? I love sipping soup. Yeah, see what I mean? They're very like prone to crumbling, but that's okay because we don't need them to be big pieces. In fact, we're already gonna cut them up. So just kind of chop them up. Another thing about this bacon that I've found is that if you cook pieces really close together, they sometimes will like stick together in the pan. I don't know if that's make or break for you, but I don't know. Just figured I'd let you know if you're using the same brand of stuff. A lot of you like to, make these recipes exactly how I make them, which is cool. Follow along, So I'm gonna put this bacon into the pot back here and let it kind of slowly cook and crisp up and take its time to get where it needs to go. Then we'll get over here to start prepping the potatoes, onions, all the other stuff, because we need this space. While we're doing one thing, we gotta be doing another, okay? That's part of this recipe. So turn it on like medium high. Since it's not real bacon, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. All right, hopefully that works, I don't know. All right, so let's get a nice dice going on this onion because we want the pieces to be small. All right, we have some garlic here, so let's prep the garlic. Smashed it, and we'll do a little dice, a little chop. All right, so the bacon is starting to heat up, get a little crispy behind us. We have the onions and garlic all prepped, ready to go. I'm gonna put these in containers, little prep bowls. All right, so you can hear the bacon, it's getting to work back there. Now for the required and also boring part of pretty much every potato recipe that exists is the peeling of the potatoes. We've been doing it, it's exhausting. We had a week off of peeling potatoes when the mochi happened and they were just like, rip the skin off, and that was fun. But we are back to peeling. So ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get peeling, because we don't want no peels in our soup. Where does potato soup come from? Bro, I don't need a life story. God. So we're peeling and cubing potatoes while the bacon crisps up behind us. And then it's gonna be time to kind of like start adding everything to the big pot and make that soup. Let me check on the bacon now. Oh, it's looking good, nice and crispy. All right, that's solid. To be honest with you, all right, jokes aside, I've never eaten potato soup because it's one of those soups that basically always has gluten in it. It's like gravy. It's just a food that I avoided my whole kind of life because I didn't want to get sick and die because I have celiac disease. So instead of trying to figure out a way to eat it that was safe for me, I just gave up on trying and never ate it. And so here we are, I'm 31 and I'm trying new things because I have a kitchen and I have ingredients. It's not like I purposely avoided potato soup my whole life because I had something against it. It seems like it tastes good. It looks pretty delicious, especially with all the fixings. I know like we got the bacon and there's like sour cream and cheddar cheese. I mean, who doesn't want all those toppings on a food? Because I do. I just don't want to die afterwards. Honestly, one of my favorite hobbies, like I like gaming, I like playing pickleball, I like hanging with the dogs, but one of my all-time favorite hobbies is eating really good food and then not dying afterwards. All right, so the bacon is just about finished. We got a bunch of tiny little crispy pieces in here, and I think it's gonna add a huge amount of flavor to our soup. So I forget how this works. What does it want me to do? Use a slotted spoon, remove the bacon pieces, and drain on paper towel lined plate. Okay, so we gotta remove the bacon. Okay. Ow, that was really hot. It's fine though. Okay, I'm gonna keep it at medium heat. All right, medium heat. And we're gonna add, using the bacon fat, which is just kind of the oil from this vegan bacon, and a little bit of that oil. I'm going to cook the onions first to kind of use up the flavor. Oh, that's looking real nice. That's looking good. That's exactly, I think, what we want it to look like. It's like the leftover flavor, just kind of adding to the onion. This is what it's all about. It's combining flavors, letting them all hang out together. Oh, we gotta chop our potatoes too. Are you still here? Are you having fun? Did I burn you with the oil? I'm gonna cut these potato ups into slices, and then I'm gonna cube them. The thing I wonder about this is the soup, is it just gonna taste like mashed potatoes? Cause like, we're just tossing these potatoes in to a soup. Like that's strange. I think one of the more important instructions that it stresses in this recipe, which I am currently ignoring with much disregard, is cutting potatoes to be exactly the same size cubes so that they cook evenly. And I'm just like, dude, I don't care. How can I care about that? We're making a new food here. It's not supposed to be perfect. We're just doing our very best. Should I get the mandolin slicer out? Let me know if you think I should get the mandolin slicer out. If you say nothing, I'll just get it out. All right, I'm adding the garlic. Sprinkle in the flour, stirring frequently for 2 minutes. Slowly pour in the chicken broth while scraping. Whoa. So we're gonna start adding flour. Oh my God. Flame's still on, good. We're gonna add a little bit of flour. All right, so the flour is supposed to like stick a little bit to the pot, I'm pretty sure. Gluten-free flour, baby. We ain't hurting anybody. We're just making some soup. Unless you're allergic to gluten-free flour, then we're hurting you. This is a targeted attack. All right, so it kind of looks like we're just coating these onions and garlic in flour. It says to do this for 2 minutes. It seems kind of like a lot, but I'm gonna start adding this vegetable broth. 10 plus veggies inside. No, this is broth. Come on, quit your lying. Hey Google, how many cups is 240 milliliters? So I need half of this, because we're having the recipe. We're having it later for dinner, but we're also halving it, so it's not too much. Pour chicken broth. It says chicken broth, but I'm switching to veggie broth. Wait, 240, so we need 500 milliliters. All right, I think I'm gonna add some chicken salt to this. Some vegan chicken salt, because we have some, so why not? Here we go. I'm gonna add some of this, okay? To kind of make it taste more chickeny. I think that's gonna be a good move to have a similar flavor. All right, chicken broth has been added. Chicken broth. Okay, now it asks me to add the milk, salt, and pepper. Bring to a simmer, reduce the heat just high enough to maintain a low simmer. I don't know what that means. Wait, it doesn't say to add the potatoes. When does it add the potatoes? Oh, stir in the potatoes. Oh, I was supposed to stir in the potatoes earlier. Oh. Okay, so we're supposed to cook the potatoes in some oil, I think, and the seasoning for like 5 minutes. I think this is just to give him a little bit of a chance to soften up, but also absorb some of this flavor. This is fine though, okay? We're just kind of doing it our way. This is great. I mean, look at this. We're doing it definitely in the right order. We haven't made any mistakes yet. Things are kind of perfect. Let's measure out the milk while we have a second. 1.5 cups of milk. All right, so we need basically a half a cup. Wait, no, it's 3/4 of a cup. I know math. I can do math. Can you do math? Math is fun. If anyone tells you that math is fun, don't trust them. They're probably a cop. All right, the potatoes are getting a little action here, doing a little sticking to the pot, which is fine. I feel pretty good about this. Also, we don't have any heavy cream, so I'm using some of this canned unsweetened coconut milk. I'm probably just gonna use a little bit of it, like a dollop, and hope that it doesn't make the whole soup taste like coconut. It actually smells pretty good. This seasoning kind of coating the potatoes. It smells and looks pretty good. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour because this was actually the order we were supposed to do it in the beginning. Yeah, flour the potatoes. All right, so the potatoes are now gonna be greeted by what was supposed to be the soup, which is the veggie stock and the onions and the garlic and all the flavoring that was absorbed from the fake bacon. So this is really bubbly. I think I wanna lower the temperature just a little bit. This is already so thick. All right, I'm lowering it. I'm gonna add the milk now and the salt and pepper. So let's do the salt and pepper and then our full fat oat milk. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is looking very creamy. My God, look at this. This is very rich and creamy. Look at that. All right, so now we need to let this cook. Let it cook for 40 minutes, which seems like a lot. I might do like 30 because I have the recipe. So I'm gonna put this on the old back burner, which has been on this entire time. Reduce the heat just high enough to maintain a low simmer. I still don't know what that means. Is it covered or not? Just give me a clear answer. Partially cover. All right, I'm partially covering the potatoes. The soup looks delicious already. It looks so rich and like really creamy. I almost don't even know if we need this. I was worried that we were gonna be lacking some of the texture of like the creaminess because they call for heavy cream. I don't know. Hey Google, timer, 30 minutes. Exactly 30 minutes, we're gonna have some potato soup ready to eat. This is a pretty easy recipe. Actually, you know what? I wanna look up some of the history of potato soup. History of potato soup. Evidence of soups featuring these ingredients appears in French, Irish, and Welsh culinary traditions. That's what Google said earlier. Crackers served with this soup help enhance the taste. Oyster crackers, saltines, whole grain biscuits, all of those would kill me. All right, it's been like about 35 minutes. The potato soup has had a chance to cook and it looks pretty good. I don't actually know what it's supposed to look like. It almost looks like a gravy, but what I do know based off of some tests with the wooden spoon is that the potatoes are soft. They've like definitely cooked through. Now the recipe basically gives you an option. It's like, okay, you can leave the potatoes as pieces or you can use a masher, get them a little bit smaller. So I think I'm gonna use the masher, but not like obliterate these things. I think I'm just gonna like mash a few times, make it so the chunks aren't quite as big. Because I have a feeling that when taking a bite or sip, depending on how you phrase it, of potato soup, you don't want a giant chunk of just unseasoned potato. I mean, even though it's in the soup, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna mash a little bit. I don't know, like 15 mashes later and it's looking kind of like a little bit better consistency. You can also do an immersion blender, but I feel like that's just doing the most. I don't want to do all that right now. Okay, so this is really thick, but I think that's what potato soup is. Anyway, we're gonna add about a half a cup, fourth of a cup, I forget, of sour cream. Just gonna do 3 tablespoons. It's not really exact. And gonna just kind of mix the sour cream in. The sour cream is both an ingredient for the soup and also a topping. Okay, it just also gave it kind of a lighter color too, which is nice. It's looking more like the picture on Pinterest now. And I think we're good. I think it's like done. I'm gonna put some in this little bowl and we'll serve it, see what happens. It's like insanely thick. I knew potato soup was gonna be thick, but it is thick. I mean, it looks good. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, but I think it looks pretty good. And now we dress it up. Okay, so we're gonna put a dollop of sour cream on top. We're gonna sprinkle some cheddar cheese. I think potato soup is all about the toppings. Most potato things are about the toppings, I feel like. We're gonna put a generous amount of our cooked, crispy plant-based bacon. We are really fully loading this thing. And then a little bit of green onions and chives. Not or chives and chives. We're doing both, baby. And this is kind of a thing of beauty right now. Like that's pretty damn good looking. Oh, it almost spilled. All right, let's give it a little stir. See if this cheese gets nice and melty, which it should. My gosh, look at this. It's becoming the most beautiful soup I've ever seen. Should we try a bite? I got nothing else to do. Potato soup for the first time. It looks pretty hot. That's pretty good. You know what? It tastes kind of exactly like what I thought it would. It's a very, very rich soup, very thick. It's got amazing flavors. It's just a rich, creamy potato soup. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. It tastes exactly like I imagined. The recipe was fairly easy. I like that most potato recipes just end up being the same kind of flavor profile, just in different ways. And this is just like a creamy liquid version of like all my favorite potato things, you know? Like, it's just good. It's just good. I think it would maybe taste a little bit better if it was over 100 degrees out, not under, but can't have it perfect every time. So this feels like a success. If you like potato soup, this recipe does it justice, I think. And you can trust me because I've had potato soup exactly once in my life. But this is really good. It's just so rich and creamy. Like I can see this being a very common comfort meal. I understand it now. Soup for me is hit or miss. Like I love some soups, but I really dislike other soups. I would eat this. I would absolutely eat an entire bowl of this, but I just don't know that it would be the first potato dish that I ordered. B- is my rating. It is really good though. Like the flavors are really on point. It's like a baked potato soup. That's what it is. I'll tell you one thing. It's good enough that this is gonna be gone within like an hour probably. I'm just so proud of how far we've come. Only a few weeks ago, we didn't even know what this was. And now, here it is, right in front of our eyes, delicious as can be. And it's not glutinous and it's vegan. So I'm proud of this. This was a really, really good iteration, I think, of potato soup. And I think if you're a long time potato soup enjoyer, you're still gonna find this to be pretty damn good. So maybe try it. Thanks again for watching. Hope you had a nice time. All right, there's a gift bag on your way out. Exit the same way you entered. Don't leave yet, I have a joke for you. What's the potato's favorite TV show? Starch Trek.